Mr. Gonzalez, good morning, sir.
Señor González, buenos días, señor. Good morning.
Can you hear and understand the interpreter?
¿Puede usted escuchar y entender a la intérprete? Yes.
This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County.
Esta es su comparecencia inicial ante el Tribunal de Primera Instancia del Condado de Clayton.
My name is Brad Gardner. I'm a judge in this court.
Mi nombre es Brad Gardner y yo soy un juez en este tribunal.
I'm here to inform you that you've been charged with one count of improper lane change.
Yo estoy acá para informarle que a usted se le acusa de un cargo de cambio inapropiado de carril.
The bond is going to be set at $500 for that offense.
Y por ese delito su fianza va a ser de $500.
You've also been charged with one count of driving a vehicle without a valid license.
A usted también se le acusa de un cargo de manejar un vehículo sin licencia de conducir válida.
The bond for that offense is going to be set at $1,000.
Y la fianza por este delito va a ser de $1,000.
Your total bond is going to be set at $1,500.
Su fianza en total va a ser de $1,500.
I've set a preliminary hearing date for March 8th of 2022 at 8:30 in the morning.
Yo le programé su audiencia preliminar para el día 8 de marzo del 2022 a las 8:30 de la mañana.
That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail.
Pero esa audiencia se cancela tan pronto usted pague su fianza y salga y usted va a recibir un nuevo citatorio por correo.
Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
¿Le gustaría a usted que yo vea si usted califica para nombrarle un abogado?
No.
No.
It's my duty, sir, to inform you of certain rights.
Mi trabajo es, señor, informarles cuáles son sus derechos.
During this and all other proceedings, you have the right to the presumption of innocence.
Durante este y todos los procesos siguientes, usted tiene el derecho a la presunción de inocencia.
To be charged by accusation for misdemeanors.
De que se le formule una acusación si es un delito menor.
To a speedy and public trial by jury.
De tener un juicio público rápido y por jurado.
To see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you.
De ver, escuchar y contrainterrogar a los testigos que sean citados a testificar en su contra.
To compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf.
De obligar a la asistencia de los testigos para que testifiquen a su favor.
To testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense.
De presentar pruebas para que sean usadas en su defensa o de testificar a su favor.
And you have the right to have an attorney represent you.
Y usted tiene el derecho de tener un abogado para que lo represente.
And if at some point you determine that you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify.
Y si en algún momento usted decide que usted no puede contratar un abogado, a usted se le podría nombrar uno si usted califica.
There are no special conditions on your bond.
No hay condiciones especiales en su fianza.
You may be able to post this bond by cash, commercial, or property.
Usted podría pagar esta fianza ya sea en efectivo, usando una compañía de fianza o usando una propiedad.
If you choose the cash route, you can post the entire amount of bond in cash to the Sheriff's Department.
Si usted elige ir por la ruta de pagarlo en efectivo, usted puede llevar la cantidad total de su fianza en efectivo a la comisaría.
The Sheriff's Department will hold that cash and return it to you when your case is over.
La comisaría se quedaría con este dinero y se lo reembolsaría a usted tan pronto su caso termine.
If you choose the commercial route, you can post a percentage of the bond payable as a fee to a bonding company.
Y si usted elige seguir la ruta de usar una compañía de fianzas, ellos le cobrarían un porcentaje por pagar la fianza por usted.
Whatever fee you pay will not be returned to you.
Pero la tarifa que sea que usted pague, esa no le sería reembolsada.
Finally, you can choose to post bond by property.
Y finalmente, usted puede elegir pagar su fianza usando una propiedad.
The property will need to have a net equity of 3 times the bond amount.
Y la propiedad tendría que tener un capital neto que sea 3 veces la cantidad total de su fianza.
The Sheriff's Department will place a lien on that property,
Y la comisaría le pondría un embargo
and
en
they
esta
will
propiedad.
remove the, I'm sorry,
No, go ahead, Judge.
and they will remove the lien when your case is resolved.
Y luego se lo quitarían tan pronto su caso se solucione.
Do you have any questions for me, Mr. Gonzalez?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta para mí, señor González?
No.
No.
Okay, sir, you are free to go back.
Ok, señor, puede retirarse.
Thank you, Ms. Bermudez. I believe that resolves our need for you today.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good seeing you, Judge.
Good to see you too. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, so Mr. McMillan is going to have an attorney that's probably going to log on at 11 o'clock. And I believe when I was reviewing the CAA forms, there was another person that said that they had hired an attorney. And so what I'll do is for those individuals and anyone else, if they've hired an attorney and they believe that their attorney should be present here today, I will wait for those individuals, but we can get started with the majority of the people.
Yeah, because Judge, Attorney Serge, he may be coming on at 11 o'clock for his client.
Right. And so I expect that would be the time that he would come on. So I'll wait. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yeah, I apologize. I think my wife, she was on a call for her work also. And so I think the dog needed to go outside and relieve himself. So let's get started.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good morning, everyone. This is your first appearance hearing before the Magistrate Court of Clayton County. My name is Brad Gardner, and I'm a judge in this court. I am here to inform you of the charges that have been filed against you, to advise you of certain rights, to set bail on those offenses that I'm authorized to set bail, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require the assistance of an attorney. You have the right to remain silent and say nothing. But should you give up this right, anything you say during this proceeding may be used against you. So please don't discuss the facts of your case. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: to the presumption of innocence, to indictment by a grand jury for most felonies or by accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy and public trial by jury, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf, to testify on your own behalf or offer evidence in your own defense, to have an attorney represent you. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you if you qualify. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds for your release from jail. These bonds may be posted by cash, commercial, or property. Some of you will have special conditions on your bond that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. You will also be prohibited from contacting the victim while you are in jail. If you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked and you can remain in jail until your trial. You could also receive additional felony charges. It is important to note that if someone is listed as a victim in your case, that person would not be allowed to post your bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized by law to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before a judge of the Superior Court of Clayton County, and you will be informed of that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Where the bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after your probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. The purpose of a preliminary hearing is to determine whether there is sufficient evidence to support the allegations against you. The standard at this stage is very low. A judge determining whether a charge goes forward at this stage only has to determine that it is possible that the crime occurred. Everyone has the ability to waive their right to a preliminary hearing. However, you should speak to a lawyer first if you are unsure about whether it is appropriate to waive your preliminary hearing. If you post bond, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived. You will receive notice at the address you give of your next court date. Finally, I need everyone to raise your right hand for me, please. Do you swear or affirm any statements you make during this proceeding will be the truth, the whole truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Okay, let's begin on the ladies' side with Ms. Collins. And for anyone, we got started a little bit early. So if anyone other than Mr. McMillan has hired an attorney and believes that that attorney should be here today, just let me know. All right, Jennifer Collins.
He's coming up, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Collins, ma'am, you've been charged with one count of misdemeanor theft by taking. The bond is set at $2,000 for that offense. You've been charged with one felony offense of possession of a controlled substance, being methamphetamine and or cocaine. Bond's going to be set at $3,000 for that offense, and one count of crossing the guard line while in possession of drugs. That's a felony also. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. So you're going to have a total bond set at $6,500. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 7th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
You do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Please ask.
Ms. Davenport?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, you're charged with one count of simple battery. I've set the bond at $4,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond, to stay away from a Sharon Towns. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. I'm gonna let you speak, ma'am. You don't have to hold your hand.
Okay, and this way. I do.
Oh, okay. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Well, a bond would be fine. You know, you say it's $4,000. What, could I get a signature bond or something, or try to, when I go to cover the March, will they release me and let me come back in March, and do I have to do some time here to March?
So, I'm not going to reduce this to a signature bond. I said, I'm not going to reduce this to a signature.
You're not gonna accept a signature bond, verify one for me. So I wouldn't have to pay some extension money, right?
Through a bonding company, you will pay approximately 10%.
Okay.
of this bond.
Okay.
But you do understand the stay away provision to stay away
Yes,
from
sir.
sharing.
Stay away from the jail. That's right. Yes, sir. I understand that.
Okay. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
If I need one, yes.
Okay, I'm going to find that you qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me, Ms. Davenport?
No, when will I be doing court though, if I get a lawyer? When
So-
can I sign for a bond?
So, your next assigned court date
Okay,
is March 8th.
okay,
I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. The lawyer may be able to get this changed prior to that date.
okay, okay.
Okay, but you're going to have to speak to your lawyer about that.
Well, so I can't release the start of bond until after the March 8th.
You can get released prior to that, ma'am, but you're going to
Okay.
have to speak to your lawyer about that.
Okay, how will I know his name if I get one lawyer?
The law firm that's going to represent you is Lister and Holt.
Holt?
Yes, Holt. I don't know what lawyer will represent you. But I'll tell you this, ma'am, the allegation is that you slapped this person in the presence of an officer.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Don't do that.
All right, yes, sir.
Don't do that.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Any other questions, ma'am?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you.
Miss Diallo?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Are you is it Diallo?
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you've been charged with one count of speeding over 35 miles over the speed limit. Bond's going to be set at $1,500 for that. That's a misdemeanor offense. And you've also been charged with driving a vehicle without having your license on your person. Bond is going to be set at $500, and that's a misdemeanor offense also. So you're going to have a total bond set at $2,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning. It most likely will be by Zoom, but if not, it'll be in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
All right, you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
Could you explain what a signature bond is?
So a signature bond and is called now unsecured judicial release. I'm sorry. And that's basically based upon it's the judge's discretion as to whether to offer that or not.
Okay, do you think actively serving as a military could qualify for something like that?
Well, I'll say this. Unsecured judicial release is meant to be something that is provided on a limited basis. According to this, you're driving 35 miles over the speed limit. If you're driving the speed limit and you had your license on your person, you wouldn't need any of this.
Right.
So the conduct is something that for me, I don't see it as something where I'm just going to offer that as a way to get out of jail.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anything else, ma'am?
Are you allowed, can you tell me what the 10% of the 10,000, it's 2,000?
It'll be approximately $200 to $250. There are fees that are added. I don't have access to that information, but the jail has access to that information. So they should have, these fees or these bonds are set by schedule. So they should have given you like a total bond amount. Okay. Anything else, ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back. Miss Gardner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am. You're charged with 2 counts of simple battery, and it's based upon warrants that were issued back in August of 2016. So there's going to be a $4,000 bond set for each simple battery offense for a total bond of $8,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Jimmy Norwood. Do you understand that?
Who?
Jimmy Norwood.
I have no idea. Okay.
Okay.
I'm really confused, Your Honor, because I've been in Clay County system for years since then, and I don't understand why something like this is coming up. They told me that something wasn't matching up with whatever the names and socials and date of births or what have you. I don't know. They called me a different name this morning to go to court. They didn't even call me my name to go to court. I don't understand what's going on. Why would I just not be brought to court for something that happened in 2016 if I've been in the system since then? I think it's something that's not correct. I don't even know who this person is, but okay. I guess I'll have to get a lawyer for real.
Well, it says here that you had a lawyer.
What lawyer? See, I don't know. I don't have a lawyer for it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Hold on. There's a Matthew Tucker that entered.
I don't know who it is. I don't
I'm
know.
sorry. The Matthew Tucker was for Mr. Norwood. And it appears as though there was a pre-issuance hearing on August 22nd of 2016.
I don't know anything about this, what's going on in the case or anything. So I'm confused. This doesn't make any sense to me. I've been in and out of the system for probation and things of that nature before, and I don't know why it's just not coming up. It just makes no sense to me. Nobody can explain any of that to me. Every time I keep asking that, the gentleman this morning called me a different name. And I said, that's not my name. He said, what's your last name is Gardner? They come on. I'm like, this is the problem. I really think there's something that's wrong here.
So the name they have you ever lived at a 183 West Mill Street address?
No, I lived at 184 West Mill Street,
Okay.
apartment B. And the only other place I lived since then was on my address, on my ID, which is 151 Andover Drive.
All right, so let me tell you what the allegation is, okay?
Okay.
And I'm sorry, my vision is getting bad in my old age. It has your name listed as Marshall Gardner.
My name is Melissa Michelle Gardner, and that's my maiden name. My maiden name is Mintz, so I've never given a false name to anybody or anything like that. So where is this? I don't understand.
Okay. So, were you born in 1983?
No, I was born in 1982. I was born in Fairfax, Virginia.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what the allegation is, ma'am, and then we'll try to work through this.
Okay.
It says that this person alleges that Mr. Norwood that is picking up your husband around 5:30 a.m. for work, that you came outside and threw your phone at the truck, and as he began to back up, that you stuck your hand through the window and punched him in the face. Around 10 a.m., says you showed up at one of the job locations and started calling this person out of his name and spit in his face. Police came, but she meaning you, left. Everyone at BHW Sheet Metal witnessed it, and she assaulted her husband.
What? This is ridiculous. I don't even understand.
Have you ever been married, ma'am?
Yes, I'm still married. I've never hit my husband before. We don't physically fight. I don't physically fight anybody. I'm a firm believer of communication is always the key, that you can always talk to somebody without putting your hands on somebody. Don't do things like that.
There was an incident report issued, and the incident report number is 16-08-00066. Officer Thorpe from Jonesboro PD. Do you understand that, ma'am?
I understand what you're saying as far as like what what you're telling me, but I don't understand how I am the person that I didn't do any of these things. I don't even know what is going on. I never been to any of this sheet metal rock place that you're saying. I have no idea what is going on here. There's got to be something wrong with something in the system. I've been to jail several times, and I've never played games with the judge or anybody else. I know if I've done something, I say, yep, let me go ahead and bond myself out and figure out what I'm going to do. This right here is just something that's not. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. I've been in and out of the Clayton County for maybe 1 or 2 or 3 times since 2016. Why is this just not coming up on me? I don't understand.
Well, if a warrant is pending, it would be your duty to dispose of the matter. Yes.
How would I know there's a warrant against me if nobody tells me?
You can ask. Number one, generally, a person is told when there is a warrant pending. I'll get with you in 1 second, Mr. Jerome. A person is told when a warrant is pending. Then that person can either just wait until they're done with whatever issue they have, and then that's when the warrant, as they would say, hits. Because
I didn't know that we had a choice to say, hey, I'm going to sit here and wait for the warrant, or I'm going to go home and I'll handle the warrant later. I thought that was something that the judicial system did. Like, if you have one, you weren't able to leave out of the jail. Period. I'm really confused with this.
okay, so let me try to clear up the confusion. So think of it as a train on the track. And there's one car that comes after the other car that comes after the other car. If you have, let's say, 5 cases pending, those 5 cases don't get resolved until you resolve them or you become eligible for release. So if you are in a situation where, let's say, you don't know that this is pending, from what is written, your husband should have known that this was pending. And if you were, let's say, dealing with something else, and you say, okay, I'm gonna do my time, I'm gonna get that resolved, or I'm being held without bond, I'm gonna try to get that case resolved. Once that case or the train car that's in front of the one train car passes through. So once that case that you're dealing with now gets done, the next case now pops up.
Okay. All right.
So
I understand what you're trying to break down to me and stuff like that, but it still makes no sense, sir, because if you have warrants, you're not allowed to leave outside the jail if the jail knows you have warrants. So, I mean, train this, train that, but if warrants are warrants, they don't let you bond out and go home if you have them, and especially in the same county where I've been locked up before. So I will just take the due diligence of what you told me and find a lawyer and go with the bond that I have presented with me today. I appreciate it.
So would you like for me to appoint a lawyer to represent you?
At this time, yes, I would until further notice. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you, and the lawyer may want to look into service and may want to look into statute of limitations
Okay,
issues.
okay.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else, ma'am?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Okay.
Mr. Jerome. Let's bring up Mr. McMillan on the male side.
You hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you. Mr. McMillan, I would normally speak to you directly, but you've taken advantage of the opportunity to hire a lawyer, Mr. Jerome. So I'm going to speak to your lawyer directly, but I would caution you that there's nothing privileged about this conversation. So don't say anything you wouldn't want the whole world to know, okay? So, Mr. McMillan, your client was charged with felony possession of marijuana. And I have dismissed that charge because based upon my reading of the warrantless arrest affidavit, it seems as though the marijuana was found in the co-defendant's pocket. And there's an allegation that there is marijuana in the door, but it appears as though the officer just placed everything together. So I've dismissed that felony count. Your client now has two remaining charges. One is driving on a suspended license, and I've set a bond of $1,500 for that. And it's charged with one count of impeding traffic. I've set a bond at $500 for that. So your client's going to have a total bond of $2,000. I would listen to you as to anything you want to tell me about your client, the case, or the bond.
No, Your Honor, it seems like you've done all the work for me here. So yeah, we'll go ahead and accept that bond. Thank you.
Okay, there's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for March 8th because now the only two charges that are pending are misdemeanors. That date will get waived upon your client bonding out, and he'll get a new court date in the mail. Is there anything else that you have to say about this case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, well, you're free to go, and Mr. McMillan is free to go back.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Okay, let's switch back over to the ladies' side. And we have Miss Markland.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Miss Markland, ma'am. You're charged with one count of criminal trespass. I've set the bond at $1,500 for that. That's a misdemeanor, and one count of obstructing an officer. I've dismissed that count. So you're going to have a total bond set at $1,500. There's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Just a minute, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I said, just a minute. When is my hearing date? March 8th?
March 8th at 8:30 in the morning. Most likely it'll be by Zoom. If not, it'll be in courtroom 201. But that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date at the address that you provide to the sheriff's department.
My address is in Texas. So
Yes.
my question is, I would like to be bonded out today, and I would like to hire an attorney to deal with it because I'm so far away. So
That's my intention. This system, I'm new to it. I really don't know. I felt like a lost sheep, and whatever that will work in my interest of getting out of here, and my lawyer will pick up the rest. That's all I can say.
Okay. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I don't know how the legal aid lawyer work versus me hiring one. As I said, I am not familiar with what's my best interest. It's nice to have somebody. I appreciate you getting me a lawyer, but how well will they, overheard statement, how well will they have my best interest at heart? I don't know. So I can't make the decision of, but I know I need a lawyer. So I think I may have a lawyer, not for today, but for the hearing. So I would like to bond out today. I don't know if what I'm saying make any sense. As I said, I don't know how.
No, I understand. The two are not linked. So bonding out today is not linked with the lawyer. So if you get an appointed lawyer, it's not that you now have to sit here because you have an appointed lawyer. You are perfectly within your right to hire your own lawyer,
Yeah.
and that's fine. You have a right to be represented.
Yes, sir.
So it really becomes a yes or no question.
I think I'll get one for myself. I think.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks for offering one to me.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I said, thank you for offering one to me.
You're welcome. If you don't have any other questions, ma'am, you're free to go back.
So I will be able to get out today
Yes, ma'am.
and to go home, and 1,500 is my bond, and 10%.
Yes, ma'am. And there are fees that are added. So it'll be a little bit more than the 1,500. I don't have access to the fee schedule, but the sheriff's department does. And so they'll look at the bond that I set, and then they'll add the appropriate fees to it.
Sorry.
You have the ability to bond out by cash, commercial, or property. Okay. Because you live in Texas, a bonding company may be concerned about coming onto your bond. So you may have to be in a position of posting the entire amount in cash, or you probably can go through a bonding company where your county is located in Texas, and that bonding company can combine with the bonding company here to come on your bond. And generally, the reason that my understanding is the reason that there is hesitancy in coming on a bond of someone who's out of state is that if you just refuse to come to court, the bonding company would have to travel to Texas to try to place you in custody and bring you back, or the bonding company will be liable for the entire amount of the bond.
Very well understood. I'm not that type of person to run from my responsibility. I will show up, I will do what I have to do. What I would appreciate if they put it together with Atlanta, Georgia, with Texas, to make it a little easier on me. I won't run, I'm not going nowhere. I'll take care of my responsibility.
You'll be free to travel back to Texas when you bond out, and it'll be based upon whatever arrangement your lawyer makes as to whether they will require you to come back. And I'm not going to be the judge that's dealing with that, so I can't tell you exactly what they will do.
So what are you saying? I have to pay the whole 1,500 today to be able to go, or?
I gave you the possibilities. And again, I don't work for the bonding companies.
Okay.
So I can't tell you what they will or will not do.
Okay. Thank you
Okay.
very much. Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am. You're free to go back.
Yeah.
Miss Valdez.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am. You're charged with one count of battery. Bond has been set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Melinda heading. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to find that you do qualify, ma'am. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, sir.
Okay, ma'am, you're free to go back.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Okay,
Pivot on the female side.
thank you for your assistance. Let's switch over to the male side. And I saw Sergeant Burley. Are you there with Mr. Bartlett?
Yes, Your Honor, and I also have two other guys who are supposed to have first appearance already. What's the last name? Hambrick. Two guys over the weekend are supposed to have first appearance, but they never did.
Okay. So it was Hambrick and who?
Both of them named Hambrick, they're brothers.
Oh, okay. Now I have a Brian Bromell, Aaron Dodge, the two Hambrick brothers, and I can't read the writing. Looks like it says Thomas Way.
Is Thomas Way in there as well? Thomas Way. I gotta check this. You can check it from there real quick. How about real quick, Your Honor?
Okay. All right. Hold on. Give me 1 second. The Hambrick brothers, were they from Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday. And the
Okay.
CPU8 it shows yesterday.
Okay. I'm logging back in now.
So did you got continuance notices for these people?
I did not. All I have is the information I got from the sheriff's department with their names as to
They sent you an email?
well, it was in the documents that I received today.
Tell me the names again, if you don't mind.
Okay, it looks like Bromell, Brommell, first name Brian, LE number 1727272.
Okay,
A last name Dodge, DODGE, first name Aaron, AARON, with the LE number 644559.
okay.
Have the two Hambrick brothers with a LE number of the first brother, looks like Kinjan, 1619710.
Last name is HAM or HEM?
I'm sorry, HAMBRIC. I can't tell if that's a K or an H. Looks
Okay.
like an H.
And first name Tenja?
It's NKENGEN.
Okay,
Second person, HAMBRIC, and I'm gonna say H.
Those were
First
the case.
name, it's with the K?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. First name NEHOYA,
okay. LE number?
980414.
Okay, 980414, okay.
And finally, looks like a Thomas Way.
WAY?
Yes, WAY. LE number 2098308.
Okay.
And I see them on the calendar from yesterday with Judge Duvernay. And I can I'll save them to the end because I'm gonna have to pull up their warrants from yesterday. I don't think I did get the warrant information. So it'll be a little cumbersome, but I'm ready to go with Mr. Bartlett.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Your Honor, obviously,
You're lagging. You're
told him I didn't want to go specifically in there because. Can you hear me?
You're lagging, Sergeant Burley. Could you repeat that?
So I'm gonna do it through the window. They'll be able to hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Oh, can they hear me now?
Can you hear?
I can. You're lagging. But I was just asking, can they hear me now?
If not, I can speak to him.
Okay. All right.
He's saying he can hear you.
I can barely understand you.
We can hear you fine.
Okay. Mr. Bartlett, sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Melissa Page. Do you understand that, Mr. Bartlett?
Page. Your Honor, can you repeat the last part about Melissa Page?
There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond for Mr. Bartlett to stay away from a Melissa Page. And I need to know if he understands that.
Step back. Step back. Yes. Yes. He said yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
You're
You're gonna have
the bond amount again?
$5,000. There's gonna be a preliminary hearing date set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon Mr. Bartlett bonding out. Ask Mr. Bartlett if he wants me to see if he qualifies for the appointment of a lawyer.
Yes.
Okay. Ask Mr. Bartlett if he's currently working.
Yes, I'm working. He said yes.
Ask him about how much does he make per hour or per month.
He said he makes 17 an hour.
Okay, he does qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent him. Ask Mr. Bartlett if he has any questions for me.
Do you have any questions for him? But he just had a question about bond. I can answer that.
Okay. All right,
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
What'd you say?
I was going to say, Mr. Bartlett is free to go back. For the Hambrick Brothers, I'm going to have to pull up their warrants.
Okay, yeah.
Let me see.
Hold on.
Hmm. Okay, so it appears Mr. Nekoyos Hambrick is charged with 2 misdemeanors. One is no insurance and one is misuse of a dealer tag. I'm going to set bond. I believe the no insurance bond is set by schedule. The misuse of dealer tag, I believe, is not set by schedule. So I'm gonna, it should be a $500. I think it's $1,000 bond for no insurance, and it'll be, I think, $1,000 bond for the misuse of dealer tag. Ask Mr. Hambrick if he wants me to determine if he qualifies for the appointment of a lawyer. Sergeant Burley. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish with the male side. The lagging with Sergeant Burley, I think is a little cumbersome. And so if we can finish with this other stuff, we can have the time necessary to deal with the people who are in medical isolation.
Okay.
So I'll come back to you, Sergeant Burley. All right, let's, I think the next person I have is Roger Baxter. Mr. Baxter, sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond to stay away from a Fontavia Bostic. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. The date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
About how much do you earn per hour?
$17.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Bowers?
Yeah.
Mr. Bowers, sir, you're charged with 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, possession of a little bit more than an ounce of marijuana. The way that it's written, I know you were arrested with Mr. McMillan, but the way that this is written is that the marijuana was apparently in your pocket. I'm going to set a bond of $3,000. So you believe you can post that bond?
Yes, sir.
This is a felony offense, so your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 7th at 8:30 in the morning. And most likely it'll be by Zoom, but if not, it'll be in courtroom 201. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
About how much you make per hour?
About 14.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Yes, I do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so my co-defendant, McMillan, you dismissed his charge, but the weed that the cops found on me was no more than a 3.5. And the other weed that you're talking about was actually his, and it was found on his side of the car. If you read it right, I was asleep when they locked me up, so I'm trying to figure out how he
Well, it
did it.
says both of you were asleep.
Exactly. So how he did dismissed, and the weed was actually his.
Can you repeat that last part?
I said, how would his weed charge get dismissed and mine is not, and the weed was actually his?
Because the allegation as it's written, it says that the marijuana was in your front pocket.
Yes, a front pocket, a 3.5.
So now, this is why we don't want people to talk about their case, because this is all being recorded. Okay. And I understand what you're saying. The way that it's written is what I'm going off of. Okay. Not to say that, well, the state has to prove their allegations beyond a reasonable doubt.
Absolutely.
Okay. So I do understand what you're saying. Okay. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back.
Lord.
I'm doing well. So you're charged with one count of unlawful removal of baggage from a cargo area. This is a felony offense. I've set the bond at $6,000. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for March 7th at 8:30 in the morning. It's going to be either by Zoom or courtroom 201. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
How much you figure with $6,000 for just removing the bag? It was a joke, like $6,000. It's like it wasn't like I took the bag and
Mr. Dorsch, we can't try your case right now, okay? The bond is what it is. Would you like for me to appoint a lawyer to represent you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any other questions for me?
I can get a speedy trial.
I'm sorry?
And be speeded up.
So once you bond out, that date that I gave you is gonna get waived, and you'll get a new court date probably months from now.
Sir, I don't have $6,000 now.
It says $6,000.
$6,000.
Yes, 6.
I don't have $6,000. You know what I'm telling you? I get paid daily at a daily labor. So if you can work with me just paying daily, I can do that. But I don't even have a family in Atlanta.
Okay, so I understand that you said that was a joke. The person whose baggage was allegedly taken may not view it that way.
Yes, sir. But can I say this one thing, sir?
Yes.
I didn't even leave nowhere near the premises. I probably left right here. This it.
So
and then when I turned around and I was putting it back up there, she was like, "Oh, this is my bag." I'm like, "I'm sorry, it was a joke." You feel me? My homegirl, it was a joke. We drunk. We did have a bar. That's all it was. It wasn't like I'm digging through this lady's stuff or his stuff or whatever.
Okay, so sir, what you don't seem to grasp is that this happens This happens every day at the airport. Okay, so we do not take this as a joke.
Yes, sir.
Okay, imagine your stuff is there and I just come and take it. Okay, it happens every day. It's
Yes,
not
sir.
a joke. It is not something to be laughed at. It is not something to be taken lightly.
Yes, sir,
People
but
work hard. People work hard for their stuff.
but
Okay.
I got, so, I'm letting him speak. But I got, but I'm. Who telling you?
Sir,
But excuse me, so I'm just trying to get an understanding. So, like, I make plenty of money every day. Like, it wouldn't, what would it be me going to jail and stealing a suitcase?
I have
work
no
every
idea,
day.
but that's the allegation. And I'm telling you, they have video cameras there. They got a police precinct there. They don't, this is not, I know you're like, ha ha ha, this is just a joke. It's not a joke. It is not a joke. Okay.
It's a generation we live in, sir, and 6,000 is outrageous.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
Now I'm just trying to get from my point and your point, like, can we do something reasonable? I don't got nobody to call, talking nowhere near $6,000. I have to work every day, every day. I have to work every day, get up 6, 7 in the morning, as cold it is, I live in a tent, and I still make it to work. My finding that often with my girl, we coming down playing, and I just like, look, baby, woo, 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 and quick, man.
Isn't that something you should have thought about before you decided to do this joke?
Sir, it's just like my grandma's saying that, oh, it was just spur of the moment, sir.
You're not, listen, sir, you're not gonna change my mind.
I'm not trying to change your mind, but you're not understanding my side as a joke side.
I do understand your side.
You understand the side of it's serious. I'm talking to him.
Your Honor, do you still need him?
One last point that I need him to understand. Your joke may be another person's heartbreak. Okay. No, let me finish. I don't know where this whole thing came from of I don't have to worry about what anybody else think. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. It's a joke to me, so it should be a joke to you. You shouldn't take it seriously because I didn't take it seriously. Well, sir,
Wait for his Spanish talking.
I'm hearing him talking, sir.
Yes, let him talk. Then when he's done.
Sir, I'm going to finish what I have to say. I'm going to let you give your final rebuttal, and then you're going to go back and you're going to have to post a bond. You need to understand that whatever action you took has consequences. And now you're essentially, what I hear is you don't want to deal with the consequences of your actions, which is fine. But hey, it's going to happen. So go ahead, sir.
I'm not complaining about my the decisions you made. Like, okay, well, the decision I made, and I got to deal with my consequences. It's cool, but what I'm saying is, can it be something more reasonable, something I can afford, something I can get out this situation? Like, I'm not gonna get $6,000 on. I don't have no family in Alabama, nothing. I'm here by myself, making this happen by myself, sir. So I'm just saying, is it a way you can work with me? I don't care if I gotta do community service and pay you every day. It's like there's something where I can afford $6,000 if I have me sitting in.
Okay. All right. Well, the answer to that, sir, is that the bond is going to be set at the amount that I set it. I've appointed a lawyer to represent you. Maybe the lawyer can get this reduced, but I still don't think you understand what you were doing and the number of people that have their luggage taken every day at the airport. That is not a joke. That's like me coming and shooting your mother and saying it was a joke. I was just shooting at her. I didn't mean to kill her. I just was shooting at her. I just wanted to scare her.
So they're like, also you took a tag off a car.
Okay, you're free to go back, sir. Mr. Faust or Faust.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you're charged with 1 count of driving under influence of alcohol. That's a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. 1 count of improper lane change. Bond is going to be set at $500. 1 count of driving on a suspended license. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. 1 count of driving a vehicle without a seatbelt on. Bond is going to be set at $500. And 1 count of possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. So that's a total bond of $9,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th, excuse me, at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me?
No, sir. So the overall, you said 9,000, how much?
Yes, sir. $9,000. Okay, sir, you're free to go back.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Is it Mylan? Mr. Mylan, sir, you've been charged with 1 count of violation of Georgia Controlled Substance Act, possession, looks like simple possession of 2 hydrocodone pills. Bond is going to be set at $3,000, but that's a felony offense. 1 count of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. That's also a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. 1 count of misdemeanor possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. 1 count of use or possession of drug-related objects. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. 1 count of improper lane change. Bond is going to be set at $500. And 1 count of an open container violation. Bond is going to be set at $500. So that's going to be a total bond of $10,000. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 7th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It says you refuse to sign. Are you currently working?
Yes.
About how much do you make per hour?
22.
Okay, I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
No, what you said the total was again?
$10,000. Okay, so you're free to go back. Mr. Raymond? Sir, you're charged with 1 count of battery. Bond is going to be set at $5,000, and 1 count of criminal trespass. Bond is going to be set at $3,000 for a total bond of $8,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Jessica Jones. Do you understand that? Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201 or by Zoom. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer? I'm going to find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions for me? Okay, so you're free to go back. Mr. Scott? Mr. Scott, sir, you're charged with 1 count of criminal trespass. That is a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $3,000. And 1 count of disorderly conduct. That's also a misdemeanor. Bond is going to be set at $1,500 for a total bond of $4,500. There's going to be a stay away provision on this bond to stay away from a Florence Bowers. Do you understand that?
Stay away.
Yes, I understand that's your mother, but do you understand the stay away provision?
I'm not understanding. It's not even family violence. Then nobody put their hands for another. I'm not understanding it.
Before I answer that question, let me ask you this. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to find that you qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to need to speak to the lawyer about that because my understanding is that it's family violence.
Then how that's family? I didn't.
The family violence, I'll explain it to you. So the allegation is that you knocked over a shelf or something that contained items because you were in an argument with your mother about not helping you when you ran out of gas. Because you apparently live together, that counts as family violence. So the simple thing, Mr. Scott, is don't get in an argument with your mother and knock stuff over. Okay. All right, sir, you're free to go back.
Hey, I got a question. I got a court date. I was on a free word. I had a court date for Thursday. Why? Well, would they know that I'm in here? Would they know that I'm in here?
Is it in Clayton County?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mr. Smith. Mr. Smith, sir, you're charged with 1 count of terroristic threats. That's a felony offense. Bond is going to be set at $5,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, stay away from a Brandon Smith. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 7th at 8:30 in the morning. That's either going to be by Zoom or in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes.
So it says here that you make a little bit more than $8,000 a month. Is that correct?
No, that's not correct. No. The figures are wrong. I made a mistake on that.
Okay. How much do you make per hour or per month?
I make right at $35 a pound.
All right, you're close, sir, but I'm gonna find that you qualify. Do you have any questions for me?
No, no, sir.
Okay, you're free to go back. Mr. Turner? Mr. Turner, sir, you're charged with 1 count of running a red light. Bond is going to be set at $500. 1 count of misdemeanor possession of marijuana. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. 1 count of an open container violation. Bond is going to be set at $500. And 1 count of use or possession of drug-related objects. Bond is going to be set at $1,500. That's a total bond of $4,000. Your preliminary hearing date is going to be set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning. That's either going to be in courtroom 201 or by Zoom. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I have one, but I'm gonna say yeah to it.
Was your lawyer supposed to be here today?
No.
Okay.
I don't think he was informed about.
Okay. Are you currently working, Mr. Turner?
Yes.
About how much do you make per hour?
16.
Okay, you do qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. If you were to decide to go with your private lawyer, just notify the lawyers in the public defender's office and they'll release so that they can be released. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. So the last 2 people I have are fugitives from justice before we get back over to Sergeant Burley. Let's just deal with these, Mr. Gilbert and Mr. Wilson, and then we'll try to
Yes, Your Honor, they're right here.
Okay.
You want to do them at the same time or one individually?
Let's do one. Let's bring up Mr. Gilbert first. Okay. Mr. Gilbert, sir, the same rights and privileges as I discussed earlier, they also apply to you, but you're in sort of a slightly different boat. You're what's being called a fugitive from justice. And what that simply means is that there's a warrant for your arrest out of another state. And in this instance, it looks like it's Jefferson County Sheriff's Department in Alabama. And they have a warrant number listed, and they have indicated that they will extradite you. You have a right to challenge this attempt to extradite you. If you decide that you want to challenge it sometime between now and the next 90 days, there will be a hearing before a judge in the magistrate court of Clayton County. Now, that judge is not going to determine whether you're guilty or innocent of the allegation. The judge is there to determine whether you're the person named in the warrant and whether the charges that are listed in the warrant are actually true charges. If at the end of that hearing, the judge were to determine that these charges are true and that you are the person named in the warrant, the judge will sign off on a extradition warrant. And essentially, the Alabama would have a minimum of 30 days to come get you. They could request an additional 30 days. If you believe you are the person named in the warrant and you believe that these charges are valid, you can waive that process today. And then that 30-day period begins to run today.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about what I've told you so far?
I'm sorry.
Do you know what you want to do?
Well, I'm gonna sign away with this just so I can make that about.
Okay, I would encourage you to hire a lawyer to represent you as quickly as possible in Alabama. Once you sign the waiver, they will send you back, and you'll be free to clock start running today.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Wait.
Yes, sir. You need to sign each page. Mr. Wilson, did you hear what I just told Mr. Gilbert? I'm sorry, sir.
Yes, sir.
In your instance, there is apparently a warrant for your arrest out of New Orleans. And they have indicated that they are going to seek extradition. Based upon what you heard my tell Mr. Gilbert, do you have any questions? I'm sorry, sir.
No, sir.
Do you know whether you want to have your hearing or waive the hearing?
I'm gonna sign.
Okay, so once you sign the waiver, sir, you'll be free to go back. And the clock start ticking the day. Okay, thank you, Deputy Requena. I think that completes, other than the individuals we have to deal with Sergeant Burley, I think that completes the male side. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that's everybody.
Okay, thank you for your assistance. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Mr. Sergeant Burley.
Hey, I'm about to step into this other room. I'm gonna see if that's gonna get better. Hold on.
Okay.
Can you hear me better in here?
Yes, sir. That is 100 times better.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna do each person one by one.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Who do you want first?
Let's go back to Mr. Nekoyos Hambrick.
Okay, he told me he had 6 charges, not just 2.
Uh-oh. Let me see.
And what day was he originally on first appearance? Supposed to be
Sunday.
Sunday?
Yeah, it looks like the allegation is that he was arrested on January 22nd. Oh, and he's correct. I'm sorry. So he had 3 felony offenses and 3 misdemeanor offenses. Let me look at both of their criminal history. All right, I need to check their criminal histories real quick. Wow, this is interesting. All right, so
There's Mr. Nicoyo Hambrick.
okay.
Your Honor,
Yes, sir.
do I have permission to speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay, they charged me with the possession, right? But
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a question or that was just a statement?
no, it's a question.
Okay. From what I'm looking at right now, it looks like you were charged. Let's see. All right. 1 count of fraudulent plates, 1 count of possession of hydrocodone, 1 count of possession of crack cocaine, 1 count of concealing the ID of a vehicle, and 1 count of no insurance and 1 count of misuse of a dealer tag. So
Okay.
the first 3 are felonies. The last 3 are misdemeanors.
I got a bond on everything.
I'm sorry.
Do I have a bond on all of them?
I'm checking your criminal history right now, and
I was just gonna say, Your Honor, my brother had owned up to the cocaine or whatever that's supposed to be, and the officer knows that he took the charge for that. I didn't even have no knowledge that was in the vehicle. And who was out there at the scene? The officer said that he would only charge him for it. So, hold on, Your Honor.
Your Honor, this judge is Nicoya Shamir Hambrick.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We're back, Your Honor.
Okay.
I wasn't jamming up. I was just saying he took possession of it.
And just so you know, Mr. Hambrick, I don't have your incident report. I don't have an incident report. All I have are the warrants that the officer took out. And so I have to make my determinations based upon the sworn statement in the warrant. Anything related as to whether he was going to charge you or any kind of statements on the side of the road, I can't take that into account.
I can't believe it. Hydrocodone on my own prescription. I had surgery a couple months ago, and that was
Mr. Hambrick, Mr. Hambrick,
sorry.
you're not helping yourself. Trying to see, I don't have a resolution as to this aggravated assault charge from Hateville.
Huh? I ain't got no aggravated assault charge, sir.
Well, your GCIC says you have an aggravated assault charge from July 7th of 2014.
I don't got no direct knowledge about that. I don't know about it.
There's a probation violation from October 3rd of 2014 out of Clayton County.
That's not saying I haven't been in trouble in Clayton County in over 10 years. It's been over 10 years ago since I got in any trouble. I don't know about but I was on probation for I was on probation, but my probation is done. I don't have probation anymore.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get home to my kids.
Mr. Hambrick, sir, please.
Okay.
There's something from October 3rd of 2021, but it looks like it was it just says magistrate court action. It doesn't say exactly what happened. Okay. There's something that looks like related to the aggravated assault charge that was placed in the system October 3rd of 2019 by the Fulton County Sheriff's Department related to aggravated assault. And it basically says failure to appear.
Nah, I don't have a failure to appear. I did everything that I was supposed to do for going to court. Like I say, I had got off probation. I got done with probation, and then oh yeah. That right there was from okay. The probation officer said that I didn't report to her 1 month, and then when I called and reported to her, she said she had forgot that I already had reported to her. She had supposed to be changing that in the computer. I remember talking to her about that. It was a month
and that's related to the aggravated assault allegation, correct?
Yeah, but that's what I said. I'm off probation for that now. I'm done with probation for that. I hadn't been in any trouble in 10 years. I've been doing everything right. I go to work every day. I go to the auction and buy and sell cars. I take care of my kids. I do everything I'm supposed to do, Your Honor. Like, this wasn't supposed to happen to me. I was going to drop a tire off and just go back home and got pulled over.
Mr. Hambrick,
I know, Your Honor. I'm hurt.
I understand. As you can see, I'm giving this consideration. I'm not just doing a knee-jerk thing, okay?
Yes, sir.
So you don't have to plead your case to me.
I just want to get home with my family.
No, I understand.
What happened to me?
Okay.
What happened to me?
Mr. Hambrick?
Yeah.
You really need to understand, sir, that I hear this every day. Okay. Everybody has kids. Everybody want to get back to their kids. Everybody want to do a lot of stuff. The best way to do that is to not place yourself in a situation where Mr. Hambrick.
I'm gonna be quiet, y'all. I'm not gonna say nothing else. I'm gonna be quiet.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Miss Mary, I'm gonna print out the bond orders for the individuals that we're dealing with now, just so you don't have to do that.
Okay, you're gonna print out.
Yeah, I'm gonna print it out, but because I have like lights on, computer on, all that kind of stuff, if I were to hit print now, everything was shut down.
Okay, because I'm at Nikhil Hambrick's paperwork from yesterday.
Okay.
So if you slow down, I think we can get each one.
Right. I have his
you have his bond paperwork?
I have his warrants pulled up now from what was sent out yesterday morning. I don't have what Judge Duvernay sent back yesterday. So for these charges, Mr. Hambrick, I'm going to set bond. Let's see. For the fraudulent plates, I'm going to set a bond of $1,500. For the possession of the hydrocodone, I'm going to set a bond of $3,000. For the possession of the crack cocaine, I'm going to set a bond at $5,000. For concealing the ID of a vehicle, I'm going to set the bond at $500. That's a misdemeanor. The no insurance, I'm going to look at that, but I believe it's set by schedule at either 500 or 1,000. I'm going to go with whatever is set by schedule with that. So that'll either be 500 or it'll either be 1,000. And then the misuse of a dealer tag, I'm going to set that at 500. So you're going to have a total bond, 8, 9, 10. It's either going to be 10,500 or $11,000, and that's based upon the no insurance, which I have to pull up the bond order. Okay.
Okay.
You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 7th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201 or by Zoom. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
I got my own personal lawyer.
Okay. Do you have any other questions for me, Mr. Hambrick?
No, sir. You said it's 11,000 or 15,000, sir?
It's either going to be I'm sorry, 10,500 or 11,000. I just have to, that's based on whether the no insurance is set at 500 or 1,000. I believe my memory is correct. It's set at 1,000. So it most likely will be $11,000.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Let's bring up your brother.
Okay. Your Honor, who did you want next?
The second Mr. Hambrick, Nkengen.
How you doing, Your Honor?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm looking at your criminal history. Let's see. You have been charged with 3 offenses: possession of crack cocaine, open container violation, and tampering with evidence. The possession of crack cocaine and tampering with evidence are felony offenses. I'm checking your criminal history to see if you are on probation or parole, because if you are, I cannot set bond.
So you telling me I can't get a bond if I have probation?
Yes, sir. Not at this hearing.
I don't have probation, sir.
Okay. Okay. Looks like there's something from February 14th of 2020, Clayton County Sheriff's Department for probation violation.
No, sir. I'm currently, my probation is in Fortune County, sir. This to be honest with you, to tell you the truth. I have all my, the stuff that happened that you're looking at was all
2015?
Yeah, that was, all my probation is in Fulton County, sir. I don't have no probation in Clayton County. It was converted in Fulton County, took the case, sir. I'm not on no probation here, sir. My probation is in Fulton County. That's where I report to, is in Fulton County. I'm just gonna tell you the truth, y'all.
No, I understand.
Yes, sir. I am on permanent probation in Fulton County, but I'm not on probation in Clayton County, sir.
I understand. It doesn't matter what county. If you're on probation, I can't set bond on a felony offense at this first hearing. Bond can be set tomorrow, but it has to go. Listen to me, please.
Yes, sir.
It has to go through either the district attorney's office or your probation officer. And the basic reason is this. There's a quick turnaround from arrest to going before a judge. And ideally, this situation can be taken care of like at a snap. But what's going to have to happen is that your probation officer is going to have to be notified.
Yes, sir.
And if the probation officer says, hey, this guy's been doing what he's supposed to do, I have no problems with it, you can be granted a bond and released.
Yes, sir.
But the statute is 17 OCGA 17-10-1 that prohibits me from granting a bond at this hearing. So
Yes, sir.
for the crack cocaine charge, bond is going to be denied based upon 17-10-1-1. Open container, I'm going to set a bond of $500. And the tampering with evidence bond is going to be denied at this point based upon 17-10-1. Do you also have your own lawyer?
Well, yeah, just to be brief with you, you know, I just happened mistaken beyond that. I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do, but I'm asking for a second chance, Your Honor. I know I made a mistake, Your Honor, and
Mr. Hambrick,
I got back to using and stuff, man, and I've
Mr.
been
Mr. Hambrick, please stop talking. This is recorded. This
Yes, sir.
is being recorded. What I need you to understand is that by law, I can't grant bond right now. So I can't be in a position where, as a judge, I'm violating the law.
Yes,
That
sir.
judges make mistakes all the time, but I can't knowingly violate the law.
Okay.
So do you want me to appoint you a lawyer?
No, I don't want to court of a lawyer. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a lawyer to represent me. But
Okay.
is that okay? So, do I need to get in touch with my probation officer, or what do I need to do?
Um, well, ideally, you can contact your lawyer today. Your lawyer gets in contact with the probation officer. The lawyer works everything out with the DA's office. And today is Monday, and you're get a consent bond and you're out. Okay. It's just not something that I can do today. I'm going to set a bond hearing date for March 11th at 8:30 in the morning. I'm going to set a preliminary.
That's 2 months from now, Your Honor.
Can I finish, Mr. Hambrick?
Yes, sir. Why so long?
Those are the earliest dates that we have. Okay. These calendars are all packed because of everything shutting down.
Yes, sir.
So we can't have, 500 people in a day. So there's going to be a preliminary hearing date set for March 7th at 8:30 in the morning. That's either going to be by Zoom or by in courtroom 201. Now, I want you to hear me, Mr. Hambrick. Just because I can't set a bond today doesn't mean the prosecutor can't consent to a bond tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so talk to your lawyer. Tell your lawyer that your bond was denied because you're on probation, and it'll get taken care of.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. You're free to go back.
Thank you.
So I have a Mr. Brummel, a Mr. Dodge, and a Mr. Way. Do you have access to them, Sergeant Burley?
I have Dodge, Wade. I'm not sure if we bought Romel out already or not, but I can go ahead and get the others two definitely.
Okay, so let's bring up Mr. Dodge.
You doing, sir?
Mr. Dodge, good afternoon, sir.
No, Mayor Dodge. Oh, my mask here.
Yes, sir. So, Mr. Dodge, you're charged with 3 counts of terroristic threats, which are felony offenses. I am taking a look at your criminal history, or trying to find it to make a determination as to whether I cannot give you a bond.
Yes, sir. I've been here for 2 days. I know, it's muffled when I try to talk to him. Okay. Yes, sir. I've been here for 2 days. My mother was supposed to come up here at 11 because when they read the charges off to me, I had no idea what they were talking about. I had no idea what they were talking about as far as terrorist threat. So I called my mother about it. She said they never put no charges on me. They never said that I terroristic threatened anybody. So she was going to come to the solicitor's office today, and that's what they told. She called the jail and asked what she can do. They said to come to the solicitor's office this morning and file to have the charges dropped because she never pressed charges. She never wanted me to go to jail. She never said that I threatened anyone in the family. None of that. So she said that they have it mixed up because everything is inaccurate. And that's why I didn't know nothing about this when I got pulled over. I didn't know I had no terrorist threat charges. I had no idea nothing about this. So I'm not sure if my mother made it up here at 11 this morning, but I don't know. She wanted to come see her. She wanted to come see you yesterday, but they said that there was no visitors on the preliminary hearing day.
Right. So just so you know, these are felony charges that were obtained on January. Hold on, sir. January 20th, and the incident date is January 15th. And the allegation is that you told, looks like your mother, looks like Eugenia Turkeva, Jose Turkeva, and Wesley Dodge.
That's my stepfather. That's my stepfather. That's my nephew.
Hold on. That you threatened to go get a gun and shoot up the house. Now, the thing that you have to understand is that the only way the police would know that is that somebody from your house called the police and told them that. So I don't know. It happens all the time. People call the police and then they want to try to get people out of it and say, well, I never said that, or they got it wrong, or whatever. Looks like there's nothing to prevent you from getting a bond. But I'm going to set a $5,000 bond for each count. So that's going to be a total bond of $15,000. There's going to be a stay away provision on the bond, a stay away from a Eugenia Turkeva, Jose Turkeva, and Wesley Dodge. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So I trust everything that you're telling me, sir. But hold on, let me finish and I'll let you speak. The thing, and I think people don't understand, and let's say that this was not something that was a big deal. Law enforcement officers had to go over to your house and deal with this when they could have been helping somebody who really needed a law enforcement officer based upon what you told me. So if this is a situation where your mother or whomever just called the police because they were upset at you, then charges can be taken out against them for false report of a crime. If this is something that really happened, then hey, that's not the way to live your life. I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for March 7th at 8:30 in the morning, courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
Yes, sir. And am I able to speak?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I guess this is a situation where they called because they were upset. My folks never, when I called my folks about it and told them I was in jail, they was like surprised. They said we didn't take we didn't fill out one police report about this. We never told the officers that you threatened us with a gun, that we never wanted you to go to jail. We just wanted them to talk to you and calm you down. So she caught up to the jail and they told her to go to the solicitor's office. Now this is able to be dropped, right?
I mean, any charge can be dropped. The state is going to have to prove their case beyond a reasonable doubt for each count.
Okay, well, they never heard, the officers not one time heard anything. They were never there in front of me. They never spoke with me.
Hold on, Your Honor.
Mr. Oh, that's fine.
Here you go, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Dodge. This is being recorded. So I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You need to speak to your lawyer about your case, but I need you to understand that from what you've said to me so far, some incident happened between you and these individuals. They called the police thinking that the police would calm you down, which says to me that something took place, and the whatever was alleged is alleged. Again, the state has to prove it. But
So if the state can't prove it, because the state to be able to prove, they had to have witnessed my allegedly.
talk to your lawyer. Talk to your lawyer about it. I can't give you legal advice, but talk to your lawyer about it. But I'll tell you this. I'm be 48 years old this year. And I've never had an incident where my parents were like, they're going to call the police to calm me down.
Well, this is me.
Hold on. And maybe this is a discussion that you can have with your mother one day. But I've said this before, and the deputies have heard me say this before. The way that you drop charges is by not filing charges, is by not calling the police. If you don't call the police, you don't have to drop anything. Okay? Okay, sir. Your preliminary hearing date is March 7th. That date will get waived upon your bonding out. And this is something that, depending on what you're saying, the state will look into it. And they'll have to go to the DA's office because these are felony charges, not the solicitor's office. They will look into it. And if they determine that there needs to be something done other than prosecute you, they'll do that. But I just have to do the first part, which is set a bond, give you a court date, and appoint a lawyer. Okay? All right, sir, you're free to go back. I believe you said we have Mr. Way. Or was it Bromell?
You said Way or Bromell? We have both of them.
Okay, let me see. Let's do Mr. Bromell since he's closer to Dodge. The last name. Mr. Brumell, how are you doing, sir?
Good, sir. Other than I have medical conditions that I'm suffering from in here.
It looks like you've been charged with all misdemeanor offenses that are generally set by schedule: no license, failure to
Yep.
maintain lane, speeding, and open container.
They dropped the container. I was told that they dropped the open container.
It's still listed here. It's
Yes, when I was
the
being,
allegation. Hold on. The allegation is that it was a small empty bottle of vodka. It's
Yes.
found in the center console. So it has been charged. Okay.
okay.
Are you not able to post bond?
I could post bond. I work at the airport. My wife is the editor for WebMD. I just haven't got access to the phone because of the situation with the housing, with the corona.
Because yeah.
And they telling us that we have to be down here 5 days before we go to orientation, and that's another 3 days. I'm not going to use this for a pity party thing for myself. However, I suffer from COPD and asthma, and I can't even get access to my asthma inhaler, and I've been suffering for the last 3 nights in the cell. That's my issue. If I get on the phone, I can get out of here.
Sergeant Burley.
Sergeant Burley.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if this is possible or not, but Mr. Bromell's charges are all set by schedule. And I understand with the coronavirus situation, he may not be able to use the phone. Is that correct?
Oh, they're using the phone once they're done. I've already told them that.
Okay. So and I'm not looking at your bond order now, but generally the no license is either $500 or $1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know your bond amount, correct?
Yes, sir.
Would you like for me to appoint a lawyer to represent you?
Yes, sir.
About how much you make per hour?
I make $14 an hour. I work at the airport. I work overtime, so I clear some pretty good money. But if I stay in here any longer than I need to, I'm about to lose that job.
Okay, so you do qualify. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. You're going to have a preliminary hearing date set for March 8th at 8:30 in the morning, but that date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. So do you have any other questions for me, Mr. Brumell?
No, sir. So you're saying that if I don't bond out, I will sit here until March 8th?
Or if you don't post bond on these offenses, you will, March 8th is the next court date, but you will be eligible to get placed on
probation.
Well, not even that. My understanding is that your case could possibly get fast tracked, is what they call it, which is basically waiving the case out of magistrate court into the state court, and that places you before a judge that can place you on probation and do all of that kind of stuff if that's what you want to do. But currently, from what I'm seeing, you're probably going to be looking at about maybe no more than $500 through a bonding company to get out. Okay. Any other questions, sir?
Well, no, because when we were being transferred down the hall last night. An officer stepped out in the hall and said, "Who is Brian Brommel?" I said, "I am," not last night, but a couple of nights ago. And he said, "Your bond has been dropped." They dropped the open container, which blew me away because I didn't expect nothing like that. So I'm thinking your paperwork and what the bonding company is going to have maybe two different things, I hope.
The bonding company will have exactly what the jail has. They have access to the actual charges.
And my bond is 32 or something like that, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's not a problem.
Okay, so I'll look at the paperwork that was done yesterday, and maybe Judge Duvernay dropped it, but from what I see, it's a sufficient charge. I mean, whether they wanted to, the officer decided to drop it or not, I have no idea.
Okay.
Okay. All right, sir. You're free
Thank
to
you.
go back. You're welcome. Okay, let's bring up Mr. Way.
Wait. Yeah, I'm bringing out Mr. Wade.
Thank you.
Thomas Wade.
Good afternoon, Mr. Way.
Good afternoon.
I am I'm getting to your warrants. I'm sorry. All right. So it looks like, sir, you're charged with speeding, possession of more than an ounce of marijuana, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of a firearm during a felony, possession of a Schedule 5 narcotic, and possession of drug-related objects. So you have two misdemeanor charges and 4 felony charges. I'm gonna have to check your criminal history to make certain that you're not on probation before making a determination as to bond.
No, you good.
Uh-oh. Hmm. Okay. Okay, Mr. Way, I'm going to set bond on these offenses. The speeding, and I'm gonna have to look at it because based upon says 80 and a 65. So I think that'll put you at 500 for the speeding. But that is set by schedule. So it'll either be 500 or 1,000, but I believe it's going to be 500. The possession of marijuana more than an ounce, that's a felony offense. I'm going to set that bond at $5,000. Possession with intent to distribute marijuana, I'm going to set that bond at $5,000 also. The possession of firearm during commission of a felony, I'm going to set that at 5,000. The possession of the Schedule 5 narcotic, I'm going to set that at 3,000. And then drug-related objects, I'm set at $1,500. So it looks like if my math is correct, your total bond is going to be set at $20,000. These are felony offenses, so I'm going to set a preliminary hearing date for March 7th at 8:30 in the morning. That's either going to be by Zoom or by in courtroom 201. That date will get waived upon your bonding out, and you'll get a new court date in the mail. Would you like for me to see if you qualify for the appointment of a lawyer?
If I can't afford one, it don't matter, dude.
If you can't afford one, you're entitled to a lawyer. You can hire your own lawyer if that's what you want.
If I can get one, then yeah. But I know I can't afford.
Okay. Are you currently working?
Not right now.
Okay. I'm going to find that you qualify, sir. I'm going to appoint a lawyer to represent you. Do you have any questions of me?
Right now, I got one question. No, I got two. Can you repeat the court date that you said was for March?
March 7th at
March
8:30 in the morning. 7th
Uh-huh.
at
All right.
8:30 in the morning.
March 7th.
Okay.
And my second question, oh no, never mind. It's all right.
Okay. All right, sir. If you don't have any other questions, you're free to go back.
All right.
Okay. Sergeant Burley, I think that completes what I had. Thank you, sir, for your assistance.
Oh, no, you're fine. Yeah.
Okay, stay safe. Have a good day.
Oh, you too.
Okay. Let's see.